Hey, what's up, studs? Ryan here, or MandRproductions, and welcome to the Best MOCs for January 2020. If you want to check out my other Best MOCs videos, there will be a playlist linked down below the links of everybody's MOCs in this video listed in order of appearance if you want to check out the creators. Anyway, guys, if you do enjoy the series, make sure you leave a like, comment your favorite MOC down below, and let's go ahead and get started with our first Best MOC of the month for January 2020. It's a bit of a funny one. It's the Steve Harvey bust. It's an unofficial LEGO set. Unfortunately, unlike the Darth Maul bust, this was not released. But let's take a look at what GRONK had to do with the Steve Harvey bust. Oh, he gonna do it. Oh, I love it so much. Everyone's... Oh my god, that's just insult to injury right there. You can't kick it after it's down, bro. Oh my god. Do you know how hard it is to get them brown Legos? So yeah, I mean, I thought I'd throw one in here at the beginning just to be fun. Next up on Reddit by Inner Wrathchild, it's Spaceship in a Bottle by Baz Rosendahl. And honestly, this is one that I wouldn't have minded as a actual set. It's very similar to the Ship in a Bottle. I would wager it'd be a little bit cheaper because it doesn't have all those studs. Next up by Montaldo Manuel is The Ire. This is just hands down incredible. I can't even imagine how difficult it was to build this up and time consuming as you go up the layers of the MOC, getting eventually you have all this rock work, right, with all this intricate inner workings and wood structures, or fake wood, right, it's Lego, and then you finally get to the top and it's like, well, now I have to build a castle on top of all of that and hope that it doesn't fall down. And I just like that aspect of knowing that that's what the builder went through on something like this. Here's a few more closer up views of it, some interior shots of all the intricate details. It is mind-boggling how big this is. This was also posted on Reddit, so I'm not exactly sure who made it. I mean, I know we have the people in the picture, but I don't know their names. I guess it's SWNS.com, but this is just like a giant winter village, and it takes up half their living room, and that's pretty damn cool. I also like that it is modular. You can see there's cutouts so they can take it places, I would assume. A lot of cool buildings in there. Unfortunately, we don't have a closer, more HD picture, but still very cool MOC, and I thought I couldn't not include it for January. This one is called You versus the Droid She Tells You Not to Worry About. It's the R2-D2 with arms and legs from The Mandalorian. I'm kind of curious if LEGO will actually make this. This is not that bad. So, I mean, obviously it's in the Best MOCs for January 2020. Of course it's not that bad, but you know what I mean? It seems like it could function as an actual LEGO thing that LEGO would actually produce and sell. So it's something I'm interested in, and we'll have to see if LEGO actually releases it. Next up from Hikarochu24, we have BD1 from Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. The whole video goes through the instructions if you're interested in building it, but it's kind of like a buildable BB-8 R2-D2 Porg Dio type thing that I wouldn't be surprised if LEGO did in the future. This would actually work as a real LEGO set, I think. So very, very cool build by Hikarochu. Next up on Instagram, we have Bail Organa Speeder by LEGO Customs 00. And this is one of those few things from episode 3 that I think LEGO has left that they could actually make a set of that they haven't made a set of yet. So Bail Organa Speeder has some potential. I think they could include File First Troopers with it off to the side too. But this looks pretty sleek and red. It actually is probably based off the Mandalorian speeder. It's maybe the same type of speeder in Star Wars, but definitely the build reminds me of that. So great job on the Bail Organa speeder there by LEGO Customs. Our next MOC is by Ockbricks on Instagram, and this is one that I've said in previous Best MOCs videos that I really love this style of building. It's the style where you can take the camera, put it in at a realistic angle, and have the whole scene. I mean, I know it's still obviously Lego, but it looks realistic and in scale with everything, and it looks like it could be a real house. It looks so dang good. The Christmas tree is wrapped with the Lego string that has some bits on it for minifigure hands to hold, so that's kind of neat to use for lights. And then off to the left there you have some plants and candles in the window. The window itself looks great. The walls also look really, really good. Of course, the fireplace, which juts out from the wall, looks real. The fire is lit up. You have a little white reindeer down there. You have some presents around the tree. The carpet, beautifully done with the white flower pieces. And then probably my favorite part over here is this pile of wood for the fire. That is incredibly creatively well done there. So Ockbricks put together an amazing house interior for Christmas there. Next up from Bosterm on Reddit says, I built grounds and lake for for the microscale Hogwarts. This is obviously the UCS Hogwarts set, but this is everything else is like an addition to it. And oh my goodness, like I didn't even know you could do this, and apparently it looks really good when you do this, because he has really added a lot of life to the Hogwarts set, which already does have a lot of life on its own. But again, like you can see all the scenery he's added around that really does add a ton to the value of that set. So great mock there. Next up, one from Ralph Langer on Flickr, and this one is just like scary. Like I don't know how else to put it. It's like medieval, end times, and scary as hell, and I don't even know what to think. Like this picture could say so much. Like you just have this figure wearing all black, looks like he has like a mummified face, and you have a woman on the dirt street like praying or like begging for her life. I'm not really sure. And then like nothing else is going on. Like the houses or buildings there are empty. They're kind of broken down looking to some degree. Like some of the roofs look like they have holes in them, but I think every part of this mock is intricate. Like there is no shortcuts taken on any part of these builds. Like so many pieces, so dense for a build that really you wouldn't think would have a lot going on, but when you look into layers of it, it's just so much. Next up is something I wish LEGO had done by Drusco199. Says, built this to enhance my 20th Anakin's Podracer, a pod race observation tower and pit stop for Annie's friends and family. So yeah, LEGO kind of dropped the ball on this one. They could have added this to the Podracer set, maybe made the Podracer $40, had all this in there, and everyone would have been stoked about it because it would have been so much better than what they did with previous models. But no, they didn't. They made the same thing. And but this looks great addition to the set. I think that's awesome. So great job there on that mock. Next up by Humble Bricks, it's Leia and R2D2. Leia, of course, with her hand on R2D2, got a loader blaster on her hip there. R2D2 very nicely detailed for the scale. Just love this like very lifelike build here with the, especially the posing, I think is really spot on. Obviously it's hard to get the face to look like Leia's face, but very great posing on the characters there. Next up by Henrique and Phil on Facebook here, we have the Razor Crest if it was built in 2000. I love this concept so much. This is great. Oh my god, I can't even begin to put into words how great this is. This is what the Razor Crest would essentially look like if LEGO was making Razor Crest sets in 2000. Like that is what it would be, and I love this. It's so cool. You have the OG Boba Fett helmet, obviously. You have, I forget her name, but she's from episode 4 or 5 of Mandalorian. Then you have a couple of pit droids. The Mandalorian ship Razor Crest here, obviously using the old LEGO Star Wars blaster turret guns here. You have the older windshield pieces, I think, and definitely a lot of older pieces, a lot of brick-built concepts in there. So great job there by Henrique. I love it. It's so great. Next up, Rocco's Rome. I don't often say this. I mean, obviously a lot of mocks are really good, but this might be the best mock I've ever seen. Like just on a level of detail and accuracy that you don't often see, this might be one of the greatest mocks ever built. Like it's a micro scale, maybe greatest micro scale. I don't know what is out there that could rival this, not in micro scale, but like you look through this, I'm pretty sure he just painstakingly went through the entire city of Rome, or at least like this portion of it, and like building by building recreated it in micro scale, which is just like what an undertaking. I just can't, it's so good. I love the rock work here on this building. You can see my mouse going around it like that raised area. And I'm not, I don't know everything about Rome, so I can't just pick out what everything is. But, I'm sure a lot of you got, I think that's the Colosseum. That would be the one that I know. Here we go. This is what I wanted to show you guys. I love this vertical rock work here. But this has to be one of the best mocks I've ever seen. And I'm not a huge mock builder myself, obviously, so maybe there are better things, but the level of detail that goes into this is probably the best I've seen. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head that I've seen that's better than that. So definitely check out Rocco, links down below. Another mock by Henrique here on Facebook. It's the ATST Raider if it was built in 2000. It's obviously very similar to the early 2000s ATST. It's just added in the brown and red colors. So that I think is really cool. Great way to do that, and very interesting always to see what these builds could have potentially looked like if the vehicles had been around for LEGO to make 10 years, 20 years prior. I love it. Absolutely great concept. Next up by Nobu Terry, it's the the spilt Coca-Cola, and they used a horse for the spilt Coke, which I thought was really funny and creative. So that one I think is what really got me in on that. But yeah, spilt Coca-Cola, very, very cool and simple MOC, but still very fun. Next up, I made by BBB is Kylo Ren's helmet, and obviously this is way bigger than anything LEGO would do, way more intricate than anything LEGO would do. But so many, like, I love how he was able to like interweave the red markings. I think that must have been the hardest part to figure out, because obviously you still have to make everything else look coherent, but then you have to have these like red lines just jutting through your build. So I thought this is pretty damn awesome. So this is definitely one of my favorites in the month. And finally, by MagelArt, it's Mustafar. This is, why didn't LEGO just release this set for $30? This is so good. This is so good. I mean, this is amazing. You have one of the Lambda class Imperial shuttles, I think, down there. You have a ton of lava flowing everywhere, essentially just in and out of the rocks, and you know, you can make that out for yourself. I think some of my favorite parts are these beams that kind of jut out of the rockwork and just kind of float in the air. You can see some of them are even bending a little. He was able to make them strong enough to not break, which is great. So beautiful, beautiful Mustafar MOC. Unfortunately, I can't make out if Obi-Wan or Anakin are on there. I don't even see Anakin's like ship landed. Here you can see what exactly he based it off of, which is actually really neat to see. I don't know if I had ever seen Mustafar. I guess maybe this is a shot from the movie, but you know, I didn't pay attention enough in the movie to notice that. But that's what Mustafar is like, or at least that scene where Anakin and Obi-Wan fight. That's what it is like. That's the building area. So that is really neat to see. And here's some closer up shots just for good measure here, with some editing done there, but an absolutely gorgeous MOC, and honestly one that I would love to see on display somewhere one day, like somewhere that I go, obviously. Anyway, that's going to do it for the best MOCs for January 2020. If you guys had a favorite MOC of the month, you can leave in the comments section down below. Of course, if any of these MOCs you particularly liked and you want to follow the creators, I have them all linked down below in the description in order of their appearance, so you can definitely check that out. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and you can check out more best MOCs of the month with the end screen